Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's B. Avery here, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. For my WandaVision episode 4 recap slash review from Marvel Studios slash Disney Plus, all that good stuff. I want to let you know that this is going to be a spoiler-filled recap. I'm going to spoil this episode up, down, left, right, in, and out as if you've already seen the episode. So if you don't want to be spoiled, subscribe, put it in your watch later list, go watch it. It's right now on Disney Plus streaming. Come back for all of this spoilery goodness. I also want to say that if you like the video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. But let's go ahead and get into this episode. I had to watch it twice because the first time, of course, I missed a few things and, it was kind of moving fast for me, but I did like the episode overall. But we see that as soon as it opens up, we have Monica waking up in the hospital and it looks like she's coming back from the blip. Now, the first time I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, like the CGI, the way it was designed, I thought like some people were going back in time, but then it just kind of clicked in my head, okay, oh my gosh, this is the blip. So this is taking place right after or right during the events of Avengers Endgame, which I believe Teyonah Parris, who is playing Monica Rambeau, Maria's Rambeau's daughter from the first Captain Marvel movie, said in like an interview that this is taking place like right after Avengers Endgame or right before. And so that just really sucks for her character. We're getting more and more of her. The last time we saw her, besides episodes 1 through 3, she was a little girl and, her mom was like this fighter pilot, helping out Captain Marvel. And it just sucks to where your mother is going through cancer. Okay, and then the doctor performs the surgery. She's like, okay, your mom is gonna make it. Everything is gonna be okay. And you're like, great. And you're just, visiting your mom in the hospital, just falling asleep in the chair, as she's recovering. And then you wake up 5 years later only to find out that she's dead again. That just really sucks right there. As she was running outside the hospital room, it was just so much chaos. Everybody's bumping into everybody. She hit the doctor and the doctor was like, he wasn't blipped because he was like, everybody's coming back and we don't have the capacity, and I'm pretty sure that he knew that she was blipped too, but everything is going like 1,000,000 miles a minute right now. So, no one can process people coming back to reality, 5 years later. And it just sucks that the doctor really had to lay the news on her, that like, hey, your mom is gone. She died 3 years ago. And that was 2 years after you disappeared, But we find out a little bit later. Well, I don't want to jump ahead too fast. Next, we get a shot of the S.W.O.R.D headquarters, the Sentient Weapon Observation and Response Division, which is basically like S.W.O.R.D, but in space that, monitors the solar system, the galaxy, just all threats in space that have the potential of harming Earth. And to be honest with you, initially, I really wasn't a fan of this reveal. Like in this episode, it was just like, bam, there's S.W.O.R.D, And I just kind of just remember like S.H.I.E.L.D, they would show a nice wide shot of the outside headquarters, and then they would, advertise some S.H.I.E.L.D location. And for some reason, it just made it special. But, S.W.O.R.D, I feel is special too. And I don't know, I was just kind of going in thinking it was going to be like this super secret that's even more secret than S.H.I.E.L.D. But it's just like, bam, S.W.O.R.D. And it just doesn't seem like it's just special. It just seems like just another random organization. I don't know. That's just me. But that's when we get this guy right here. Actually, I don't have it pulled up yet, but I did not like his character that much. I'm going to be honest with you. Director Haywood, played by Josh Stamberg. I understand why his character is necessary and has to be there. I just do. But I don't know. He was just annoying to me. I just didn't like his attitude throughout the whole entire show. And I don't know. I don't mean to crap on the guy, and but he just kind of stood out like or sore thumb in my opinion. And I don't know, some of the lines of dialogue from him just was it just wasn't as smooth and flowing as I wanted it to. But when they're meeting at S.W.O.R.D and she can't get into the building or gain access, I'm assuming that's because it's been 5 years and she disappeared. But he lets her in like, hey, this is Monica Rambeau, and that's what we show on the side of the wall, Maria Rambeau's photo. Her mother that's not there anymore. So when they go in there in the office, he's like, hey, you've been grounded, only terrestrial cases. You know, we got the FBI over here, Jimmy Woo, who we've seen from the Ant-Man franchise. He has a missing persons case. I'm going to put you down with that. She's like, hold on, man. Who's coming up with this idea? You know what I'm saying? Why? For how long? She was like, your mother. You know, and I think I wrote down vanishing people protocol. She, you know, her mother, Maria, put together a protocol, you know, for disciplining people. And I guess in there that, you know, her daughter's grounded. And that's cool, you know, but I liked where he was just saying, okay, you know, a nice little caveat with this is, you know, your mom thought that you was coming back, you know, so she woke up from the cancer recovering, you know, and her daughter disappeared, you know what I'm saying? That really just sucks right there. But the next scene right here is where we have her traveling over to Westview, which technically doesn't exist. So this episode is answering questions as to where exactly, you know, Wanda is doing this alternate reality thing. I mean, we already knew it was Westview, but now we have some more information that she's actually kind of like erased the town, you know, like nobody, like, so if I had a brother that was living inside of Westview where Wanda is doing all of this reality warping, I would just completely lose memory of my brother. That is how powerful Wanda is, that not only is she affecting people that are inside this bubble that she created, she's making people on the outside lose the memory of people inside. I mean, that's pretty freaking badass right there. I had no idea that, you know, her powers could, you know, do something like that. But the thing is, you know, they did say to us, like, as Monica was putting the drone through the energy field, they did ask like why they have some type of memory of Westview, and you know, and Wanda was like, well, maybe because we don't have connection that we can kind of see what's going on. So that kind of makes sense to me right there. I like where they're going, but they're talking to the cop. It's like, hey, Westview doesn't exist, and she's like, you know, being smart, asking certain questions. Okay, well, where are you from? I was like, okay, that's a great question. You know, he was like Eastview, and so they just know that things are just not really the way they're supposed to be. The drone disappears, and then not Wanda, but Monica walks up, and she's, Tiana Harris is fine as hell. I think you are beautiful. Just want to let you know that if you happen to be watching. I doubt it, but I hope. But she walks up to the energy field, the force field, and she gets sucked in too. And that's where Jimmy Woo is kind of just like, oh crap, you know what I'm saying? What's going on right here? And I also want to know, like, how do y'all feel about his character? Just everybody in general. I just want to know how they feel about his character. Also, I especially want to hear from the Asian community. You know, if I have some Asian people, viewers, male, female, male, man, woman, all that good stuff. But I like them, but sometimes I think they just make him. Sorry, hitting the mic. Sometimes I think they make him too big of a goof in the show. But I mean, I do like him as an actor. So the next thing right here is that we have Darcy is back. Kate Dennings, who was in Thor: The Dark World, and that movie was disappointing. I think it was disappointing to most people, but she is back right here playing Darcy, and this is, you know, just a lot of the stuff that she's been in, you know, WandaVision. So she's in episodes 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So, you know, we can expect to see her coming back a lot. But, you know, she's in there. She's, what is she, a nuclear or astrophysicist? We had a chemical engineer. We also had a, what was the guy? What was he? Artificial intelligence. And I forgot what the other person was in the back of the truck. And they're like, you know, hey, he was a Boy Scout. You know, somebody was the chemical engineer. She called him a Boy Scout because it's like, we're not supposed to talk to people. I'm like, you square, get out of here, dude. But you know, they go in there, and one of the things that really annoys me, and not in this episode, but I just see this in TV and shows in general, is like they called her, and then she goes in there like, hey, what type of data are you getting from the drones? That's classified. Like, you know, dude, y'all call me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can leave, or at least I want to, you know? So we all in here, we all in this together trying to figure out what's going on with all this reality warping. I need to know the data. I need to know the data, you know? But even though I really didn't care for Kate Dennings' character, Darcy, in Thor: The Dark World, I did like her here. You know, she did come across a lot better than me. She's talking about the CMBR, which is cosmic microwave background radiation. You know, and that's where, you know, the signal is picking up, and they're basically able to pick up what's going on inside the bubble. And, you know, she's like, I need a TV, but it can't be flat. I need something old. And she's figuring it out because she's smart as hell. You know what I'm saying? She's a freaking, you know, astrophysicist, you know. But we're really just getting a recap of episodes 1, 2, and 3, but from their viewpoint, their perspective, you know, and I really like that, you know, and the little banter that's going back and forth between Darcy and Jimmy Woo, the FBI agent. You know, it's a little silly, but, you know, hey, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really tripping like that. But later on in the episode, you know, that's where they send the B dude down there in the sewers, and we find out that the energy field goes to the ground as well. They continue to send in more drones. I mean, they have everything just on lockdown, and that's where they start seeing Darcy inside as well. And I like, not Darcy, but Geraldine, Monica Rambeau's character, you know, inside this little reality warping thing. I like the montage that they was putting together with Jimmy Woo, with them identifying characters like, hey, this is so-and-so real life person being cast as Norm. This is so-and-so being cast as Herb. This is so-and-so, et cetera, so forth and so forth. You know, I like that. It was fun. It was energizing. It kept me engaged and it kept me intrigued. You know, I was entertained doing all of that right there. Now, I still don't know what the hexagon things are for. I believe somebody else may have recapped that in the past, one of their recaps, but I forgot, you know. But, you know, I like that he's writing all this stuff on the wall. You know, they're trying to use the radio to tap in and communicate that way as well. I do like it. I like the fact that when they was deliberating, there was like, we got radar, LiDAR, SODAR, and infrared. Of course, I've heard of radar and infrared, but I've never heard of LiDAR and SODAR. So I don't even know if that's like a real thing or a joke. But, you know, you guys let me know. But just coming up to the end, you know, when Darcy and Woo are watching it, they're like, why does it keep switching time periods? You know, what's going on? And he's like, what do you think? Darcy's like, I have the same amount of data and intel that you do. I'm trying to figure this out just like you do, or just like you are trying to. Something else that I found was fascinating is that, you know, when the B-Man went in there, or just other parts of episodes 1 through 3, where Wanda is realizing that everything is not the way it's supposed to be, you know, with her reality, she reverses time and goes back, and that deletes out of the recording because it would just jump cut a few times as Darcy and Woo were watching her play out these sitcoms on screen. And so she was like, there's nothing here. But then this is also where we kind of shoot forward. And this is where Monica Rambeau messes up talking about Ultron. And, you know, we get to see this full scene play out right here. And this is where you get on your knees and start praying to baby Jesus, to God. It's like, oh, Lord, please save my life. Because you're in this woman's reality and she got these red key blasts looking like Akuma from Street Fighter coming through with this big old Shinku Hadouken, knocking you through walls and gates and reality and fields. Yeah, I would be scared as hell. But it looked cool. It looked badass. And, you know, she kind of not reversed time, but, you know, her matter, you know, she can manipulate matter to some degree and, you know, fixed everything. And that's where Monica was just kind of knocked the hell out. So this episode right here really doesn't push the story forward, the timeline forward. It just tells us what already happened just from different points of view. And that's perfectly fine. I'm not complaining. I'm really, really excited to see what happens, you know, on the next episode and remaining of the show. I don't think anybody else will be confused now. They can start putting pieces together, you know, because I've seen some complaints that, you know, are kind of whack to me, but, you know, oh, well, I'm not going to make a big deal about it. But I am loving everything with Teyonah Parris, Miss Monica Rambeau. Like I said, you know, this woman is wonderful. In my opinion, she's a great actress. Easy on the eyes too, so that's a bonus right there. But guys, that is just my opinion for WandaVision episode 4, Marvel Studios on Disney Plus. What did you think about this episode? What did you think about my recap? If you liked the video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. And spoil away in the comments, guys. Just feel free, you know, spoil. Let's get this conversation going and keep it flowing. Like I said, if you like this video, go ahead and please give me the thumbs up. And again, please subscribe to the channel and follow me on social media. It's right there at the bottom of the screen. And also check out my website. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.